Well, folks, it's happened. It's been a long time coming, and it's honestly so deserves for somebody who's worked so hard. But tonight, it finally happened. Ryan Leonard scored his first NHL goal, icing the Washington Capitals wins and putting him just 893 goals behind his teammate Alex Ovechkin, who also scored 2 goals tonight and tied up some great hockey player that nobody's ever heard of named Gretzky. But in all seriousness, tonight Alex Ovechkin cemented himself among hockey immortality and is now just 1 goal away from becoming the undisputed greatest goal scorer to ever play the sport of hockey. While there's going to be a lot of discourse and discussion about where he ranks among the great players of all time, for tonight I think it's best that we just reflect on the fact that this guy has tied Wayne Gretzky, a man whose records were once seen as unassailable, untouchable. Hell, Ovechkin himself a decade ago said tying Gretzky at 894 would be impossible. And yet here he is having done just that and still looking like he has plenty of fuel in the tank. I mean, he has scored 40 goals this year. The guy missed a month and a half with a broken leg. I mean, had that not happened, he could legitimately have gone for 50 goals this year. Another interesting little tidbit is that his goal tonight was a game winner, which means he is now in sole possession of the most game-winning goals in NHL history. But what really got me is just how much joy and reverence he showed throughout this process, celebrating with his teammate, his family, his former teammates who were in the building, the respect he got and gave to the Chicago Blackhawks players, especially Spencer Knight, who basically went into God mode to prevent Alex Ovechkin from scoring the record-breaking goal against him. Like, that man had one wish from a genie left, and he was probably saving it to cure cancer or something. And then when Alex Ovechkin scored 894, he was like, scratch that, make sure that for the next 10 minutes, that man cannot score one more goal on me. And speaking of that record-breaking goal and the how behind it, I am happy that OV did wave off Spencer Carberry to go out there and potentially score the record-breaking goal on an empty net. To me, that just doesn't feel right. That's an iconic goal that's going to be shown over and over again. It should not be on an empty net. The only possible exception I would have made to the rule is if they dress Nick Backstrom to go out there, play with him one more time, and set him up for the record-breaking goal. That would just be too iconic. And by the way, are we all cool with just letting Washington circumvent cap and roster restrictions to have Nick Backstrom get to dress with this team until the record gets broken? Like, the fact that he's not going to be on the team in uniform when Ovi does this is just heartbreaking to me. And now that we're here on the precipice of the record, I also want to lay out a few, let's say, commandments to opposing teams, coaches, and players for the record-breaking goal. The first one being, you do not challenge the record-breaking goal unless you are positive that the play was offside or there was some egregious goaltender interference that was missed. Like, the goalie got tackled and somehow the refs were too mesmerized by Ovi's slapper to not see it. Number 2, if that puck gets tipped by a player on the Capitals, you need to tell the refs immediately. And if you don't and they attribute that goal to Ovi, you take that to your goddamn grave. And then last but not least, if there is any sort of official review that's brought in on this goal, that shit better take about 2 seconds. That better be the most obvious overturn in history, where you better immediately say, no, that's a good goal. I don't want us doing the whole Spy Kids and zoom in enhance bullshit to see if there's a sliver of white ice between the guy's skate and the blue line on a record-setting goal. If it's close, you give it to him.